So, a very, very good morning to one and all. So, welcome to IFBIC Talk Show. So, today we have our speaker, Diwakar Singh, sir. Diwakar Singh is an entrepreneur and technology enthusiast, TEDx speaker. He has about 18 years plus years of experience in different leadership roles with corporates in sales and business development functions and with core competence in supporting and growing startups. Proficient in building and managing highly motivated and effective teams, delivering results with both metrics and international environments. Unique combinations of sales, marketing, and technical expertise with an ability to articulate the value and benefits of products and services. And today, we are into the topic of RRR, Rethink, Rework, Establishment, that is sales dynamic after pandemic. So welcome, sir. Thank you for finding time for IFBIC. The stage is yours.
Thank you, Amrish. Thank you all the participants. Firstly, wish you all a happy Sri Ram Navami. Today is that great day for us as a festival. And definitely IFBIC is in action. A lot of activities I've seen, and it's one of the progressive organization which is committed for the entrepreneurship and global entrepreneurial development. It's my privilege to have an opportunity to speak with you on the topic today, RRR. Usually in India now, there is many of RRR, a movie which emotional extravaganza, but I always suggest all the emotion should be diverted towards the positive impact of the society. So definitely sales is something when you energize yourself and start promoting towards the sales, definitely it is going to be a huge opportunity for a social development, employability creation, financial growth. It has so many aspects of individuals focusing on sales. So we have seen a kind of a past 2.5 years, a turmoil of the pandemic, which is a black swan event, unimaginable, unexpectable kind of a condition, situations, global lockdown. More than 2 crore MSMEs in India, probably across the globe, a lot of businesses have got a lot of setback because everybody has a structure, a system, which was, we were going into it, but definitely it has been disrupted. It has been got into a stall. So now it is the time to rethink, rework, and reestablish, because pandemic has also impacted the current scenario, how the transformation, globalization, business, trade, everything has been disrupted. So we will discuss on that. Before going that, I just give a brief about myself. I have, as Amreshji mentioned, I have 18 years of experience in sales and marketing. I co-founded 2 companies as an entrepreneur. I sold 1 company. I exited a mobile startup. And now I'm currently focusing on the sales consulting with the global startup partners who have the scalable platforms. So these are the IT and ITS companies. Predominantly, I support in the services side of the project development outsourcing and global delivery centers, setting up here outsourced model. And predominantly the technologies are going to be mobility, cloud, artificial intelligence, IoT, and these are the areas where I come from, the sales, promotion, market research, and digital strategy standpoint, so that the organizations will have more business growth. I will provide business growth solutions. That about my quick introduction. And I am also an evangelist because we are coming from a product development standpoint, because there was productization was happening past 2 decades. If we create a product, whether it will work or not, kind of scenario, like we go to ATM, whether money will come or not, kind of a scenario we have seen in the early stages of product development. But what I believe now, the product development has been standardized, and definitely we need to focus more on sales, marketing, branding to promote. It is not about what you are doing. Everybody wants to listen now. There is no new idea. Everybody wants to listen now. How you are able to sell, how you are able to generate revenues, how you are able to attract investors. This is going to be the key pointer. Otherwise, earlier we are all will be listening somebody like, giving a different behavioral aspect, giving some solution. This way will right, but it has become commoditized. So now I am saying it's a time to focus more on the sales. Sales is the linchpin of the entrepreneurship. It is the pin which you are seeing that connects entire your momentum of entrepreneurship. If you are catching hold of the sales, definitely you are moving towards your goals and your journey will become very easy. So what I see most of the times, a lot of competency we have built, a lot of people have competencies, but what we see that confidence is the paramount. Even with the little competencies, people with high confidence able to deliver larger results. So definitely being an entrepreneur, we just need to add competency with the confidence, which will help definitely to move ahead. And the definitely in the sales standpoint, most of the times I'm a more transactional and revenue based kind of a resource, work with large companies. So I know what it is. Very, very important to ensure that while you are into sales after this scenario, ensure that you are mitigating what is in it for me into the each stakeholder who is into your sales process. There are a lot of things which you need to ensure that your deal should happen. It is not only the best of the solution you are giving, you should give every stakeholder what is in it for him. That is, can be a pleasure, profit, power, prestige, productivity, purpose. These are the parameters which they may be interested. Somebody have like, looking at a prestige. So you need to say that you are being with our product or solution, you are going to be in such a greater platform with us. Somebody is looking at a power, you should ensure that you are going to be our privileged customer and you are going to be determining certain our roadmaps. So definitely you use all the dynamics, how to reel in the stakeholders who are going to be taking you to the next level in your sales, your revenues, in your businesses. And all entrepreneurs now, definitely it is not the easy going, jolly well we were going, like, it's a set format. You predict that this is going to happen, probably 20-30% shortfall you may be doing your revenues prior pandemic, because it is all the set structure of the business. But today you need a lot of what you call a positive mindset. Everybody need to MBA, which is on top of that other real MBA, that is mindset, behavior, and actions. Definitely the mindset should be very, very positive, very, very progressive, very, very proactive, because most of the times I see people would like to wait for the reactive approaches. They still, like, if something development happens, then I'll go ahead and do my activities. If some little momentum happens, no, it has to be a very, very proactive approach. It's a time now. We are back to the physical. We are back to the digital. We are back to the normalcy. Hit hard. It is something like a race which has got stuck. And somebody who takes the early advantage of few seconds is going to be the winner now. It is otherwise the earlier leader is always a leader. But these kind of impacts like Black Swan event or pandemic or anything will bring everybody into a standstill, and somebody takes a proactive approach, they will be becoming they will have an edge and they can become a leader. That's why you see every time any historical event happens, there are a lot of innovation. There is not so many new leaders and entrepreneur leaders emerges, because there is a possibility for the disruptive people understanding the latest transformation, behavioral, how the people would like to receive the solution services, and the new method can be addressed, because it's a changed world where people would like to perceive information differently. That you need to map and go ahead and do that. So for which you need to carry an MBA, a right mindset, and appropriate behavior with every individual whom you are interacting with, and then followed by an impactful actions which will make you a winner. And again, I always impress on this. We have a lot of information where we go, we hear, we listen, and we have a lot of avenues to access information. And today I say that knowledge is the new cholesterol. If you are not converting into actions, it is going to be a problematic. So knowing what is not enough, knowing what to do with what you know is critical. Definitely, whatever information you have captured, whatever the learnings you have learned every daily basis or hourly basis, today minute-to-minute development, definitely ensure that how much you are going ahead and putting into the actions. That's where the outcome result and outcome muscle, outcome is going to be a more impactful than the having more knowledge. So focus more on the result-oriented outcome efforts. And again, I'm telling, in 2009 beginning, I was very strongly campaigning and canvassing for phygital marketing. And if you see that part of time, Nokia, a lot of companies have come up, Apple, with the physical stores. And definitely because of the pandemic, we all have to transform onto the 100% digital approaches. Again, I am seeing the events are booming. Past few days, few months, we had a physical event with an amazing response, fully crowded. So definitely encapsulate phygital. I'm not saying physical alone, physical plus digital. So you have to impress upon, use on the physical opportunities which you have to connect, because impressing upon the digital is very good, but building trust happens most of the times when you meet personally your customers. So have the physical approaches for your sales and marketing. And neuromarketing, most of the people must have known subconscious marketing, where people used to play up on the emotions and behavior and the challenges of the people. The brands could connect with them. Today, the technology makes you very, very affordable and to understand what is going to be the next move of your prospect customer. So effectively utilize your technology or whatever information you have based on the conversation. You don't need to have really a great instance of artificial intelligence or data processing. You can just go through the conversations of the people on the various areas where you have the kind of access what they are speaking about a specific product. So neuromarketing is in a specific place, and the analysis, the kind of a information which you process based on their conversations will give you an idea where you will go ahead and position yourself. And then I come back with the best practices, which are persuasion is the prescription. Follow up. I'm telling these are the basic terms, but I am reiterating that because you don't take from your end that this is not my deal. Continue to pursue and do the best possible kind of offerings and continue to pursue. The persuasion is the prescription. And you have to design a different sales process model for different customers, which is apt for them. Every sales process has to match the vendor evaluation process and the aspirations what they are looking at. So design customized sales processes for the various approaches which are going is very, very important. And most of the times, I say that in where I find people are very, very self-centric. When you become an entrepreneur, you have to have alliances. Collaborations are very, very important. Bring the right collaborations and move to the next level. Have win-win model of engagement, but be open for collaborations, alliances that will take you to the next level. If you see, most of the success stories are, if you see the brand success are with the right alliances, which they brought a lot of value. And every time when you go for a product, continue to innovate, continue to give value-added services. Value additions and the innovations is where people are now connected, and ensure that what kind of an opportunities you are focusing, where exactly you have to position. I always come back and say that it is Pareto rule which works. 80-20%. 20% of the performers, sales people are generating 80% of the revenues. What is that they are doing differently? Why other 80% of people are not generating those revenues? The only difference is that this 20% of the people are working with the right persona, which matches to their services, their product, their company profile, their company positioning, and the wavelength of the customer matches. So if you identify the persona, just repeat similar personas, identify them and approach them, it will become easy to do the lot of transactions and turnover will be added. So ensure that you have to be working with the right people, with the right opportunities, and always it is commitment, consistency, and the customership. Now it is a customer centric. No longer you can mesmerize, continue to say that I am a demanding innovation, something, because innovation is also has become a commodity. You have created something within 48 to 72 hours, people can replicate it by putting resources. Today, resources are available. So what cannot be replicated is that how you made customers to feel every touch point of the sales process. When you are interacting with them, you ensure that they had the best experience available. So definitely these are the parameters which I am saying as the best practices after pandemic, because you need to be more impactful as whatever the best transformed world, you can give you the best solutions by utilizing these kind of models. And there are certain things which I wanted to impress upon. Reconfigure your sales strategies. It is no longer the same world. So you definitely have to have a suitable sales strategy and put sales as the centrifugal force. It is sales centric, no longer technology centric. Automatically technology will fall in place. When you are not doing, then definitely you need to enhance. But if you are pushing very hard into the market, definitely your product also shapes up. So I always say that sales attitude is the key for innovation rather than the technology attitude. If you have that sales mindset driving, definitely you will bring the right product which helps for higher business, higher growth. So take an example of Steve Jobs. He is more of a sales mind than a technology individual, because he positioned himself in terms of promoting product, positioning it, and making it an aspirational brand. The same product, people are paying more value for it. That's the way one need to be perceiving. That's the world we are in now. Improve the sales experience. Whenever you have to add more people, more experienced people, more dynamics, more process steps, definitely go ahead and add it. Don't forget to leverage on the physical environment. What I said, it's an opportunity. We were deprived of not going and meeting people. Now you have an opportunity. Quickly go and maximum 50% of your time ensure that you have a physical interaction and have a kind of a meeting or a coffee or wherever it is. Definitely it is going to be helpful. Rebuilding operations, look into the operations. What was earlier was not working out. What is the right operations to be added now? Rethinking the organization. I'm telling, go back and have a conversation within the entire stakeholders. What exactly you are now, not prior pandemic. What exactly your position now in the changed world, and what you need to do, how you work, how you grow. Entire strategy redefinition is required for some of the impacted industries. I'm making it as a general presentation, but it varies. The measure and impact varies to specific industry. And accelerate digital adoption. Anyhow, definitely that is a mandatory, but digital is very, very important. Demonstrate and impress upon on the digital, but build trust on physical. Rapidly recover revenues. Don't wait. Next 6 months, people are all on the revenge travel, revenge events, everything revenge going on. So be very, very as a forerunner. Rapidly recover whatever you lost. Next 6 months is the time. This is the time a lot of spend is happening. Then again, it will come back to the equal and you are also in the same space. So take that small edge of advantage because the race started again. And marketing transformation. And now it is completely from the 360 degrees from the customer standpoint. Never try to push your objectives. Ensure that you are so flexible to connect with the customer. Data driven. That is a very, very important. Have always metrics in place. What exactly helps you to make a right decision framework. These tools which are giving you to take a decision, don't go on the individual kind of, intuition or that specific part of time what you're saying, but definitely have a decisive leader, what we call. A decision has to be based on the factual numbers and the potential exploration with the multiple advisors. That is going to be very, very helpful. So use the data, evaluate customer expectations, channel usage and operating models. And these are the things which I'm again repeating mostly on the customer standpoint. You need to do it and bring a segmented focused approach. You need to have one kind of an approach, identified a specific target and move ahead with that. And last few years, like, 2.5 years, what I have seen is that the emotional quotient emerged as one of the main characteristic to sustain or grow. So you are as good as your emotional intelligence in sales. So be very, very empathetic, be very, very calculative, and don't take in hurry decisions. End goal is to tell a lot of people are having so many relationships. They feel that I have so much of network, but I'm telling we are all into the commercial app and we have all our relationships are business relationships. So keep your end goal is to sell. Sell is something like nothing like selling a product. It is giving a solution to a current problem, and keep relationships. Without business, having any business doesn't make in the business relationships. These relationships definitely ensure that all the network you capitalize and try to push hard for your business till you sustain, and again you take over the growth map which you are having earlier. And ensure always self-awareness. We may have a lot of aspirations, we may have a lot of bigger things we want to do, but ensure that what is your positioning, whether you are in current conditions, are you able to do it or not. Situational intelligence is key. I always come back and say this example that Rolls-Royce kind of a company, which doesn't give you a car without having a greater biodata, they started selling honey during the pandemic. That's the kind of a scalability, situational intelligence, where you need to leverage on your resources and move ahead and aggressively come into that leadership position again. And always think that one step ahead, what others are not seeing, you should be able to seeing the unseen. And this will happen when you are consistently with the information, with your projects, with your infopreneurs who has a lot of information, predictive analytics, like Gartner, Forrester. Look into it, what they are speaking about, what potential they are talking about. They are now, it is most of the things is moving towards the localization. As in India, we are the largest trade, second largest consumer market we are. So we have to focus on our local markets, and we have to establish here and then start promoting very aggressively into the global markets. And this is a very, very important era of business we are in. We are into the age of blitzscaling because of the technology, because of the influencers, because of the global approaches what we have. If you have a scalable product, you can produce a lot of a kind of a product. Definitely you have an opportunity to be $1 billion company. That's what we have seen. More than 43 kind of a we have brought in more than $1 billion companies in India this year, and we are going towards more number of large entrepreneurs coming from India. So this is the age, because it is possible because of the technology accessibility. And this is unicorn. Actually, I think unicorn is a mythical word, but definitely unicorns are what we are producing. And this is going to be, they need to be in the valuation now, but they definitely need to be there on the numbers. They need to be there on the revenues. All what we produce in the valuation, it is once they achieve numbers, they become, but we really need a unicorns of the real revenue generated. And there are a lot of things that have changed, which you need to minutely understand how consumer behavior is changing in marketing, and what kind of social interactions, how they have changed, work style in corporates, how it is working now. Small hubs are coming instead of large establishment, 100,000 people at one place. We are coming out with the different models, and internet usage patterns have changed. have a monitoring on that. Health consciousness improved. That is one of the major opportunity for us to create an alt medicine like yoga or various other like Ayurveda. These are the alternative medicines, and people priorities have changed. Now people would like to spend money on the luxury things. They have their mindsets have changed. So it's a time for creating aspirational brands. Business models also, you have to continuously pursue what kind of a right business model is working out. Be open for information, process it. Education industry, the edutech industry is, we just touched the tip of the iceberg. There is a huge amount of potential globally. Local language processing, everybody looking at whatever edtech has done, like you have seen some billion-dollar business. Some companies have reached as an unicorn status, but there is a huge potential out there. Just ensure that you understand there. And it is not only from the technology standpoint, the learning approaches have changed. People would like to be disrupt the current unacademy, unschool, or ununiversity. These are the names which are going to be the top because they wanted to disrupt the education. Food industry, entertainment. So Amrejji, how much time I have?
Half an hour.
Okay. Further half an hour I have?
Yeah.
Okay. So food industry. And if you see the entertainment industry, the kind of OTT platforms, they have projected more than $30 billion business coming up. And as of now, they are doing $4 billion, which is coming from entertainment segment. But there is going to be a huge amount of business can emerge from various other aspects, like the companies which are focusing more on the alternative productive education. They can have an OTT platform. The kind of people who are giving the arts and training of various other aspects of non-conventional things, they will have an opportunity. And if you see the recent times, we have Shark Tank in Hindi, and that has got a lot of response. But if it is a local language, it is to be, I think, tenfold more response. So there is a huge amount of information people would like to access apart from the entertainment. So the reason I have clubbed with the RRR is that, like, it is the time to rethink. Every major incident happens. There is a changed world. There is a opened up a different opportunities. It is the time for us to think in all aspects. How do we connecting? How that current state of mindset of the consumer behavior, how do we match ourselves? So these are the things which I always put across. There is a kind of a model, like we speak so many things at a time. There are so many developments which are happening. It is not that we should be focusing more on multiple things. We should not focus. We should be able to focus on multiple things, but ensure that one thing is at a time. So we are capable people having a lot of experiences, handle multitasking and other things, but ensure that you are focusing more on various other aspects, which at that contextual time, it is helpful. So I have seen as an India, an entrepreneur, we have a strategic advantage now. See, if you see the globalization now moved mostly towards how many people are migrating. So if you see, we are the world largest migration people who migrate. And if you see the globalization moving towards how much of a consumer market you have. So we are the second largest. So I'm telling, after World War II, there was a changed world order. There are new countries emerged. I'm saying that we have that potential if you are really having that entrepreneurial spirit and built in. If you see USA, they are really doing great, and they have done the great because the number of entrepreneurs they produced are high. But we are unlike, we have produced more of employees. Most of our people are representing global companies as a professional. But we need to create at this point of time a brand which is globally visible. We have not created a brand which is accepted in 120 countries, past 60, 70 years. So we are always like, contributing to other people's. So definitely it is the time to rethink, reinvent, and create brands. Now the platforms are available, which are very, very easy. So if you want to promote in a global markets in US, you have influencers like Mali to take out. If you have created a right product, which she ensures that it matches to that specific cultural opportunity. If somebody is in US willing to promote here, Amresh and myself, or so many people can help this market and culturally how it can fit in. So if at all we have seen some failures, Ford has gone back, Harley Davidson has gone back, a lot of companies have gone back, came to India. It is not because of the market. Ask any successful brand, they say India is not a price sensitive market. Apple is shocked the kind of a business what they are doing in India. It is only you need to culturally connect. You need to ensure that local people are promoting and that aspiration is connected and that brand is elevating with the local model. So Ford has always, your spare parts are high, priced high. This is in the market, but they never taken a stand to go ahead and address that. Our parts are high because this is such a precision we do on the long-lasting wear and tear and all the specific advertisements. So I mean to say that the people, once they create mindset, they may not be able to change. So how you position yourself, culturally connect. So we have so many influencers across the globe today. If you have a product, you can, your production capacity is high, like tea you're producing. We have our partner here, Aloki. He's in the food and business. So he has a surplus production. The only thing you need to mitigate is that how he is connecting culturally in various other areas of nations where he's going to connect and promote his business. So there are a lot of opportunities. We are at a transforming and changing time. And if you see the globalization, current leadership activities, maybe trade, maybe migration, maybe cyber space, what we call the technology advantage. If you take any parameters, we are at par with the top 5 global leaders. So definitely it is the time for our entrepreneurs to, wherever they stand now currently, from there to scale up very aggressively and build large number of other entrepreneurs who are addressing to the rest of the world. And we are able to add more revenues, more GDP growth. And we have so many opportunities here. Here, the sales is little taken back step because it was happening easily when you have an innovation or a new product, because global technological transformation was happening, technology adoption was happening. At that part of time, whatever you do, it was acceptable. I built a student information system. Half of the functionality was not working in 2005. It has been adopted heavily, hospital management system. But today, you need to have a global product at the same time, a kind of a global, with all global best practices. At the same time, you should scale up to a level of promotion, and that prioritization is missing in terms of how do you prioritize sales? How do you treat the other sales, professional sales people, and ensure that these are the people who are really going to add value than anybody else today. If you bring one large corporate as a customer, it is going to be a repeated business. It is going to be the replica of the similar persona. Some 100 clients you can capture when you understand one large corporate as a customer, how you could impress upon and you brought them there. And these are the certain things which I really wanted to have, and I'll open up for a question answer session. We can have more interactive, otherwise it will be a monologue. And I think this is a kind of a model to rethink, rework, and re-establish after a kind of a pandemic scenario. I am saying proactively, we are out of pandemic. Let us drive with that spirit. And if any small little problems emerges, we have our paracetamol tablets to address it. And our vaccination, our health warriors are there to take care. Because I always feel the financial pandemic is more dangerous than the health pandemic. When people are, when you are growing, don't think that you are growing. You are adding more number of people like, to your team's employability, work, and that gives somebody an employability for a day. He will move into the next level. So it is not about individual growth, an entrepreneurial sales growth. I always say that 10 lakh rupees sale in India, a million rupees, Molly, will produce, if it is involved into your manufacturing and the transport from a centrally located place like Goa, Pondicherry, we have manufacturing unit. 70 people, 70 families will be impacted with employment. So whenever you are trying to push hard in sales, don't think that it is for your comfort, your growth. It is for a social growth. It is you are helping so many people to get back into the work. And once they get work, they get more expertise. And that's where we build the enterprises, institutions, and countries will grow. So with that, I bless all of you, and I wish all of you that we have great sales models, or great future into the sales approaches. Thank you so much.
So Diwakar sir, I'm having the first question first, and after that, I will invite other members to have a question with you. Now, my first question is, see, most of the products, most of the international companies are finding their roots in India, and they know that we have the users, we have the populations, the population that can be very fruitful for their endeavors, whatever they are trying to sell in India. Here, as a networker, how you are seeing yourselves or IFBIC members to support you, and how you will be able to sell if you are getting any product or any special things that if someone approaches you.
Yeah, definitely. See, I have kept in my services as a strategic consulting services, mostly getting into the operations and execution. I moved off. Past 20 years, I've been doing that. Like, I never focused on anything other than my job. Like, I have been with a corporate company like HCL or Salesforce, whatever targets have been given, that was my main priority. But once I got into an entrepreneurship with raising investments and the investor mindset and the technology people mindset and the kind of a drive I had to grow it as a global company, there is a lot of mismatch, and there is the way. So definitely now I am putting as a strategy consultant. If anybody is looking for any of services to strategize their sales, digital transformation as an external consultant, I had to build a great teams. I have external teams of digital strategy teams and content teams, and who support me on time and material basis. I will go ahead and build that sales process outsourcing model. I am in that process as of now in the transformation. But as of now, it is opening strategy of any organization, means right information, lead information is very, very important. I feel most of the platforms have standardized. Today, if you build a student information system, or today you build any of the IT product or anything, or any food related product or anything, it is almost standardized. I think there is nothing that you should feel that whether this will work or not. So now the right opportunity is very, very important. The information where this product is rightly required, currently required, and exactly required. This information is person of the client and that point of time. So lead generation of a right prospect with the right amount and the key decision maker. And at that part of time, they need this product. This information is becoming very, very crucial. So to reach that, we need to have little widespread, thin spread into the various areas, because you are into IT, but your investors may be in it. Your investors may be from the political standpoint, political background. Your investors may be, so you need to have all kind of various verticals. So that's where the information is coming, and that's where the strategy comes in, which is going to be the fastest to go to market and to generate more revenues. So that's place I am positioned. Anybody, anytime, I can give 15 minutes to half an hour consultation. They can touch base with me, and we can discuss and move ahead if it is kind of model. Because I am sitting at a huge technology strength. Here in Hyderabad, we have excessive digital transformation people, excessive BPO, cold calling, strongly communicating people. And I can quickly ramp up teams. I'm doing that with my partners as of now. as a external consultant and the flexible engagement model. So definitely I can help, and any point of time can touch base with me. We can have a friendly discussion to begin with, and then move ahead into the kind of a step-by-step pilot model and create. I too want somebody who has the right platform, because end of the day, it has to be revenue generating. So
see, before
all those validation, both the sides will happen and we can move ahead, Amrish. Hope I addressed your question.
Yeah, see, before pandemic, consultancy was a very good business, and it is still a very good business worldwide. We have two types of consultant. One is internal consultant and another is external consultant. Am I audible to you? Diwakar sir, I think we have lost the internet.
Little disturbance. Can you come again? Yeah, please.
Okay, so before pandemic, consultancy was really a good business. Today also it is a good business. But before pandemic, we used to have internal consultancy as well as external consultancy. See what happens. Most of the external consultant, they used to charge their consultancy fee, but they were not able to produce the result. As a result, what happened? Most of the MNCs or even small companies, those are having a unit of more than 20 employees, they started hiring the internal consultant, and they started giving them the real oriented, outputs. So if you are coming up with the results, we are going to pay you. If you are not going to get the results, no advance payment will be done, because external consultants in India, you can get the scientific data, is not having a good experience. They used to charge hefty amounts from their clients, but they don't come up with the results. They commit a lot, but they don't come up with the results. So if IFBIC member or of IFBIC team, even we are going to have some VCs in our group. So if they are coming up with you, if they want your service, what will be the guarantee of the output? What will be your guarantee? How you will assure them that you will be coming out with the results? So are you ready with the result-oriented payment, or if anyone is getting connected with you, your payment will be on the advance mode? So we want to be very clear here, because this is a team that needs results. Networking needs results.
No, see, I'll tell you, see, that's where the senior, I'm not any junior kind of resource. I am a senior resource. So it is predominantly from the platform standpoint, whether they have the capacity that has to be proved, rather than testing the consultant. But if it is a platform which can generate result, that's what I said. I use a word called flexible engagement model. It is depending on the potential. If it is like, yes, we have low-hanging fruits immediately, business can be generated, definitely we will go ahead and quickly associate on the result-oriented model. But somebody who really need to do a lot, see how the platform builds, how a platform attracts revenue based on the sales effort they have done. If they have not done any sales efforts, all the experience and learning, they will be learning based on our free services, and they may not be successful, and all of our consultant time will get wasted. So when I'm in the startup space, when I'm in the SMB space, I definitely look at the potential, how much it can happen with my network. It is not that see, in India, you have multiple options. You are commoditized, like consultants are commodity. It's not any specialized kind of an area. If you don't get one person, you'll get hundreds of people as an option. But entrepreneurs should realize one thing, that they should somewhere they have to hook to one person and work long term. If things are working immediately, it is both the sides, they are doing good. If things are not working, it is not one side, it is consultant is not doing. It is probably their platform has an issue. So anybody would like to do the right approach to generate revenues, because a consultant will have a success fee also, right? Why he will not do it? So there are use cases of the failures, both the sides. Probably consultants have not delivered, that also I'll accept. They must have taken money or they have not delivered. And at the same time, there are both the cases. That's where I said, we'll have a consultation and we see the potential of the platform, and we find with our network, we can go ahead and quickly associate so that revenue can be generated immediately and both of will be in win-win situation. I'm ready for that.
See, when if it is concerned for the startups, what is the condition of a startup in India? They are hardly able to sell their product. They are hardly able to manage, their operations. So they hire any consultant once they get the VC. So most of
That is where I said I used word called proactive to reactive is over. You build a product by 30-40 lakhs. Okay, you build a product by spending so much of money. But when it comes to selling it, you don't want to only on the result oriented. So that's where the failure of 92% is. The mindset has to be disrupted. They need to become very proactive, but at the same time with the right people. The experiential learning platform doesn't become a attract magnet or lead magnet, but just like that, the amount of effort gone into the market with the conversations and the way they tweak the product, it's a sales effort which creates the right suitable product for the next persona whom you are going to hit. So if you are not doing that, you're resisting there, then you have a product because of the previous mindset. Earlier, you have a product, there was a demand because nobody was doing, but now there are multiple products. So this is where I am really hitting, why I'm speaking more on the sales prioritization at the contextual times is that I am living, I was with all IT companies and I know how we have been as a salespeople. For a performance, we have punishment. Forget about non-performance because they are unable to scale up the resources. In 2005 to 2009, I'm talking about. But the scenarios have changed. Now people has to come out of the box. Their learnings, they need to unlearn and they need to equally prioritize their funds. If they have 1 crore fund, 50 lakhs for sales. But in 2017-18, it was not required. 80 lakhs, you put it on the right product, automatically sale will happen. But now, because you have to enhance your funds, and that is where we are limping in 2.85 trillion GDP. We do not have, as in India, we are innovative. You say the list of from zero to yoga to everything we have done, but we are unable to sell because the mindset always at the reactive side. When I'm doing so great thing, why the hell it is not happening? So many people, I say, are you doing great thing? I'm not denying it, but there is a way to get adoption from the people and that will cost. And if you are trying to save on that specific cost, definitely at this contextual time, I'm telling. Otherwise, I enjoyed that. When I'm in the sales, in the demanding times, we are like paid vacations they have given us. You got my point? Like, because we are getting excessive project, $20 destination for US people in 2005 to 2010, I'm talking about. So they said, okay, you have got excessive, entire team go for a Goa trip and don't come to office because if you bring some more project, we'll have much more problems. We are unable to generate resources and create a kind of that kind of a teams here. So I'm telling all that learnings have gone. 2018 was the period. And 2019 is where I think I very strongly started selling your product mindset. Keep aside, get into the sales, your product will automatically shape up. If your sale is happening, means your product is good. If you are getting sales, your product is an innovation. Otherwise, you do any great thing, if product is not adapted, that's not an innovation. We are not going to accept it as an innovation, which cannot be adapted by the customer and valued by the customer by paying whatever the value we want. So this exact mindset change is required across the globe, not only India. It is required.
Okay, so we are running out of the time, sir. So sure. Any further questions are welcome. So any further question? So we have 2 comments. One comment is from Molly. I can see Vedic Gurukulam, Vipul Pathak sir has joined us. So he's having now consultant have also started asking for equity against consultancy services. So what is your take on this?
Yeah, equity is with an operational cost, equity is also okay. That's what I'm saying. Move out of the transactional understanding, like, you know, you do something, I'll give something. Get into a consultative model, long-term model, because the value delivery from the consultants are going to be high. Go-to-market is going to be speed, because startups need more efficient sales people or the strategy people than the large companies, because large company already have that use cases to demonstrate, attract business. Startups has to build. So if they save on that, how do they build the platform of this thing? So equity model is also good, but not fully zero, only on equity. Yes, again, they are not trading any skin in the game. Anytime they change the ideas. I have experience with the startups. You go to half the way, after 6 months, they change the idea. They say, I will do something else. not this one. So 6 months of a consultant time will go. So it is no longer entrepreneurial driven model. Today, you need to bring the salespeople on the 50% model where equally we are discussing for a growth. That is for both win-win situation, not for an advantage of salespeople. I'm saying by doing that, organizations will grow and you will be coming to know very fast where you are lacking in your product, why it is not adapted. This effort is required. If you save on it, anyhow they're spending on the product. Now I think prices for product development has come. Yeah, unlike earlier resources you don't have. You ask for a resource, you will get 10,000 resumes today in Hyderabad kind of scenario for a tech resources. So definitely it is only the value and the spend goes towards sales only. That's the mindset change I'm asking. But if it is happening for you, you are a great guy. You don't need consultants. You go ahead and do it. But if you are not happening, but definitely you want to get it done, move ahead and do it. And equity is the good model with a model with a little operational cost. If the product is good, I'm ready to engage my other people.
So
also.
We have another question. Yeah. How to decide selling price when you know there is a high potential to increase price? Market price is very low and service sector is not organized. And this is the last question we are having. After that, I will invite Alok to conclude the meeting. So this is the question for you, sir, from Vipul Patel, sir, again.
Yeah, I think pricing is something as an overall strategy. There are various pricing strategies are there. So you can make it some as the loss leader. Okay, out of your services, if it is only one product, then you need to have a period of time to attract that kind of a attention of the people. Look at your product, adapt it. You may have to make it as a loss leader for some time. And you are foregoing some kind of revenues by giving that lowest price. But in the long term, you are able to generate a lot of traction and you have a strategy in place. If you see all the investment model like Baizu, Credor, all these things, they're well in advance. Before they get 300 crores, they have generated 3,000 crores. These are all because they have that proactive approach. They know that what is the next step after I bring the consumer on my board. After once consumer is there, now they have started doing multiple services to the same consumer who is hooked up to them. So be proactive, generate customers, and pricing. Yes, if it is transactional, you are discuss what models we should adopt to still compete and every quarter revenue model or yearly revenue model. There are various methods. It's a huge subject. Sales is not just going and doing a transaction. We need to understand. Sales completely transforms your product itself. Probably sometimes it's tell you that don't do this product. So prioritize that.
So thank you, sir. It was a nice session with you, and we have learned a lot about sales and other things. So by next week, some of the VCs are joining us, and we will be having a very fruitful meeting with them as well. And now we will be talking the result-oriented things because Molly has already visited India, and we will be coming out with some beautiful steps. But again, to every members that we are going to say that next Sunday, I will be coming up with the entire information about IFBIC, that what we are supposed to do with the IFBIC and the thing. If you have got connected with the IFBIC, you have connected here with a dream that you should be benefited. I, Alok and Molly, we are the core member of the team. You all are our family members. We don't believe in any social service. IFBIC is not a platform that is open for the social service. If you believe in social service, LinkedIn, Facebook, other networks are open for you. We are a very professional team. We want to make profit for myself. We want to make profit for ourselves, and we want to make profit for everyone who are associated with us. So if you are into your any profession, be very transparent to us. If you are teaching yourself, we are going to have a community of 1,000 members. So if you are a one member, you are going to have a connection of 999 members. And what I believe that it is your opportunity to earn for your business or earn for yourself from the entire 999 members. And those 999 members have the same mindset that they will be look out in your pocket. So if you have a very good products, you will definitely come out with the wonderful, investment opportunity, and you will get the product. But if your product don't have the potential, no networking, no one can pay you. Donation is one another thing, and business is different thing. So concentrate on your service, whatever services you are giving. Be very transparent that what you want. You want to sell your product, or you want the investment, decide your role. Once you are decided with your role, you will become the core member of our family, and we are result oriented people. If you have the result, we will be very open with you. If you don't have the result, we will become personal rather than being a professional. So with that note, I will invite Alok to conclude this meeting. And Diwakar sir, thank you very much. It was a wonderful time with you.
Thank you, Amrish. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is good and the health is also better. So today is Ram Navami, I guess. So wishing you everyone Ram Navami. And it was a very valuable input, because to every business, I feel that everyone has their own way and own way of leading business. The vision is cleared before when we start the project, because the world has drastically changed its own dynamic. And every 3 months, if you see, the whole projection and whole project is changing dynamically, because lots of things happening in this world. Sometimes war is happening. Sometimes, there is, product has lots of competitions these days. Any business has competition these days. So everyone has their own vision of improving. And I hope even Diwakar sir can help and give a valuable input to the, the overall startup, to the established companies where they are really struggling in their ventures. So it was a very good session, and I got many good inputs where I think that I should personally, have to, structure it, I rather say. So it is an very the kind of a marketing is such, like it's if it is a dream, it comes true, right? In practicality, you do not see anything coming to the pipeline that, okay, fine, tomorrow we're gonna have this, day after we're gonna have that. So it's a long-term vision. So if a vision remains clear, a correct consultant is hired, and the correct inputs and outputs of each other is always happening simultaneously together. So yes, so with this note, I would like to end the session. Thank you so much for coming, and I want everyone to join each and every Sunday, such that it will be a very valuable input, rather than knowing a business, knowing us. The word us is very important than knowing I. So with this, I would like to end up. Yeah, thank you so much.
So thank you everyone. Next Sunday, I will be coming up with introducing the entire feature of IFBIC, and that day, I think I will be able to tell you why we have started IFBIC and what role we are expecting from every members those are on our platform. Thank you everyone.
Thank you all. Thank you for the patient listening. And I'm available anytime for IFBAC. That's commercial apart. For IFBAC, I'm available. I'm just making a general statements. Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.